Hello again, math students. We are going to spend one more day today talking about working with inequalities, and specifically today we're going to be looking more at story problems and word problems, but part of your assignment is just solving inequalities just like we were doing in the last lesson. So to get your brain warmed up, and I know you can't really see it right now at the bottom here, but it says this isn't really an inequality that I'm starting you with, but I just want you to be thinking about this. It says that Larry charges $10 per hour or any part of an hour, and he works, he might be an electrician or a plumber. Those kind of jobs usually charge by the hour. He works for 5 hours and 38 minutes. How much would he charge? Now, because it says he charges $10 per hour or any part of an hour, as soon as he goes beyond that 5 hours, he's charging for the next hour. So this 5 hours and 38 minutes, that's really going to be 6 hours. And he is charging $10 per hour, which is going to be $60. When we're looking at our problems today, these are the steps that we're going to be following. It's not like we've got a checklist that you have to do this exactly every single time. But when we say define a variable, we've done that before. That's where you're picking the variable for the thing that you are searching for. You're going to write an inequality instead of an equation, and then we solve it. Obviously, we're showing our work. And then when we're writing our answer, we want it to be not just a number answer. We want labels. We want to explain what's happening here. So in example 2, it says we have twice as many people can go play laser tag as the last time, but the maximum number who can go is 33, which is kind of weird because obviously 33 is an odd number, but I want to know how many people went last time. So if I say that n is the number of people that went last time, then I would say 2 times the number of people that went last time has to be less than or equal to 33. Obviously, we're not going to be able to get a half of a person. This didn't ask you to like have any kind of a weird answer like that. But if we're going to be solving this, then we would divide by 2. Just solving it, we would get n is less than or equal to 16.5, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So obviously it had to be that there were 16 or less last time. So if we were going to write that, and this is not great for me to do this here, 16 or less went last time. Okay, so Tom wants to buy Christmas presents for his 7 friends. He wants to spend $100 at most, and he wants to spend exactly the same amount on each friend. So he's got $100. Maybe he's going shopping and that's all he has, but he wants to be fair and he wants to spend exactly the same amount of money on each person. So he wants to know how much he can spend. So if we want to pick maybe the variable P for presents or G for gifts or whatever, that's going to be the cost of the present. And when we write this as an inequality, we're going to say 7 presents or 7 gifts. I'm going to leave a little space here, and then I'm going to put my $100 over here. We have to decide which one has to be more. Can the 7 presents be more than $100, or does the $100 have to be more than what he spends or equal to? And that's what it is. The presents have to be less than or equal to the $100. Now, clearly we know that 7 doesn't go into 100 evenly. But when I do this just as a division problem, on my handy dandy calculator, this tells me, here's what my answer looks like. 14.2857143, blah, blah, blah. Now remember, this is money. I need to make it look like money. So if we were just doing rounding, and I'm not going to lie, I kind of picked this on purpose so that we could talk about this. If we're rounding, we want 2 decimal places. So we would look at that place right there to decide, does that round up or not? And typically that would round up. However, he doesn't have enough money to round up on all of those gifts. So $14.29 would actually cost too much because, again, handy dandy calculator, $14.29 times 7 people is $100.03. Now, 3 cents might not seem like a lot, but if you go to the store and you're 3 cents short, they're probably going to say, sorry, put something back. So what we have to say is he can spend, whoops, sorry about that, $14.28 or less per gift. Now, this one is about filling the bathtub, taking a bath versus taking a shower. And when water is an issue, this would be a big problem. Filling a bathtub is 60 gallons of water, but you must have a very efficient shower head, and it says that taking a shower only uses 2 gallons of water per minute. How many minutes could you be in the shower and still use less water? Not the same amount, but just less water than you would by filling the tub. So if I have M is going to be the minutes of your shower, then I would say 2 gallons for each minute has to be less than, not equal to, the 60 gallons for the bath. When I solve this, I get that. Oh, and not equals. We need, oh, I thought I got my eraser there. We need less than 30. So as long as your shower is less than 30 minutes, you're going to use less water in the shower than in the bath. Now, I have no doubt some of you could definitely take a 30-minute shower just kind of hanging out in there, but it would still be less water than taking a bath in this case. So, you could shower for less than 30 minutes. On this last problem, we're talking about a freight elevator. So you guys all know what a regular elevator is. A freight elevator would be in like a warehouse kind of a thing where you would have a very large elevator, and there would still be a maximum weight capacity. We're going to pretend size is not an issue and it's just weight that we have to worry about with these crates. So the elevator is going to be used to move 50 heavy crates, and each crate weighs 375 pounds. I want to write an inequality so I can figure out how many crates I could move each trip. Because if I would move all of those 50 crates at one time, 50 crates times 375 pounds is 18,750 pounds. It's way too much. I can't do that all in one. And I said, we're going to pretend like space isn't an issue. It's really just the amount of weight. So for our variable, what we're really trying to figure out is how many crates can be moved at each time. So we're going to say that C is going to be the number of crates. So it is 375 pounds for each one of those crates. And it says that the weight limit is 7,500 pounds, which means technically we could use exactly 7,500. So we want to be less than or equal to 7,500, not more than. If it's more than that, then we would have an issue with safety and making sure that the elevator doesn't crash. Now, to solve this, we would divide both sides by 375. And that works out to be 20 crates. So if they could fit 20 crates into the elevator at a time, they could have up to 20 crates. on each trip. Now, that is that's the maximum number, and that is like maxing out the weight, because it's exactly, if I have 20 crates, that would be exactly that 7,500. But it also asks me now, how many times am I going to have to run the elevator to move all the crates? So remember, I had 50 crates to start with. Well, if I would run it twice, that would only be 40 crates. So I'm going to have to run this 3 times. And then here's me, the person that would be worried about putting exactly the maximum amount of weight on there. If I'm running it a third time, how about if we only go with 18 or 19 crates each time, and we would still be able to get it done in 3 trips anyway. But anyway, that's what we're doing today for our examples. Today's worksheet is what did the beaver say to the tree? I am only asking you to do numbers 1 through 9. Obviously, that means you won't be able to get the answer to the riddle, but you know that the answer key is in Schoology, so you could take a look at that if you need to. When you're done, there's a very short learning check in Schoology, again, very similar to problems that we just did here or problems from the worksheet. So please, please, please do the worksheet first. And if you need any help, let me know.